distinguished rectors of the leading universities of Kazakhstan, honorable guests of this summit. First, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to be part of this meeting. I regret that several urgent commitments in my country made it impossible for me to participate this time. However, it's my privilege to welcome you on behalf of the Estonian Academy of Sciences. Universities and academies of science have basically the same core task: to serve society, to prepare excellent experts, and to ensure that our countries are doing well in both education and economy. This is commonly done by providing high-level science-based advice. What is science? The classic definition of science says that it's a system of knowledge covering general truths or operation of general laws. This difference between science, in this sense, and typical problems and necessary solutions for society is significant. The foundation of science is facts. Facts checking is basically the first thing what we teach to young people. And the difference between science and many other kinds of entertainment becomes evident already here. This is perhaps at best expressed by science writer Michael Deacon 2 years ago in the Daily Telegraph. He summarized the core message of today's post-truth science and post-truth politics as follows: facts are negative, facts are pessimistic, facts are unpatriotic. This is exactly the first impression when it comes to the use of different assets of nature, and also when we're working with complicated societal issues. And this is the barrier that the science and education has to break, and decision makers on this area must face. When it comes to the future of our countries, it is an imperative to recognize that those negative, pessimistic, and unpatriotic facts are actually a major asset. The pool of such facts, and specifically facts of this kind, creates unavoidably and extremely useful knowledge that prevents us from taking wrong decisions. This knowledge and recommendations based on this kind of experience is exactly what European academies of science communicate to our countries and together with universities to European Commission. The use of this knowledge in wide cooperation of production of science and higher education is one of the pillars of competitiveness of European countries. Those inconvenient facts serve as a strong boundary condition that eliminates dead ends of progress. It may need some efforts and out-of-the-box thinking to find new ways. Sometimes we even need regulative measures. Just one example: remember the old-style light bulbs that produced more heat than light? Now we have light-emitting diodes that are hundreds of times more effective. The line of thinking that was used before the facts became negative, pessimistic, and unpatriotic is sometimes seen as the glorious past of science. But it belonged to the time when both system uncertainties and stakes were low. This is the case, for example, for Newton's laws. Today, we are facing a different situation. On the other hand, even though we know radically more about the world, our knowledge of the nature and specifically of the functioning of complicated social systems contains massive uncertainties. On the other hand, stakes are extremely high. the rapid climate change may put on stake parts of today's civilization. And still we have to take rational and forward-looking solutions. This is the fourfold challenge to science and higher education in our times. Facts are uncertain, values in dispute, stakes high, and decisions have to be made urgently. These are exactly the challenges of science and science-based advice today. The core of the viewpoint on this challenge has been attractively formulated by Professor Helmut Schwarz. He's the foreign member of the Estonian Academy of Sciences, one of the former colleagues and even in some sense teacher of Angela Merkel. He has told, without science, we are unlikely to be able to construct a future which is worth of living. Thank you very much for your willingness to contribute into the future that is worth of living, and my best wishes to this meeting from the Estonian Academy of Sciences.